Hi, my name is Marilynn Nicholson, and I've been a jeweler in Taos for 35 and lived in Taos for 35 years. Originally, I'm from Pennsylvania, and I lived in a lot of other places on the East Coast. I started studying jewelry making after I went to college in Philadelphia and met a really good jewelry instructor, and as a result started making jewelry. I was an art education major, went to the School of American Craftsmen, and then worked in two colleges, one of them in Rhode Island College, and the other one in New Jersey, where I met my husband. One of the things that I've been making jewelry since the 1960s, I don't even like to add up the years, but one of the things that happened to me while I was at Trenton State College is I met a very handsome Englishman with beautiful blue eyes, and he persuaded me to go back to England with him. So we got married on the 4th of July in 1973. I guess I was his souvenir, and I went back over there. And while I lived in England, I was really lucky. We lived not too far away from London. I used to go in and out, and I started showing at the Goldsmiths Hall. Eventually, I had a really big exhibition at Birmingham City Art Gallery, and as a result, I had an exhibition at the Victoria and Albert Museum, and the Goldsmiths Hall toured my work around the world. So I had a wonderful time in England. England is one of my most favorite places in the world because there's so many interesting historic things to see and do, and I love antiques. I love all the different ways that people construct things in jewelry making, and it just seemed like going to places like Portobello Road and the British Museum, and all the antique and flea markets inspired my work. So I was really lucky to do all that. In 1985, well, a little bit before 1985, two things happened. My husband lost his job as a result of Margaret Thatcher's cutback on education. He taught in a college, and I also had a really lovely baby girl, but it shook up my life a lot. My husband wanted to move to the United States, which we did, and he particularly wanted to live in the Southwest and was attracted to Taos because of the fact that the English think about the United States through the movies. And he had this love affair of the Southwest and the fact that the landscape here is just absolutely opposite from what you'd find in England. So I've been here ever since. I teach and have been teaching for years. I taught for the Taos Institute and UNM, both in Taos and Los Alamos, and I taught for several small schools in Santa Fe since I've been here. And I've showed my work in numerous galleries. I'm still working away. I love stones. I love pattern and texture and color. And I use a lot of those things in my work, but my work is continuously evolving, and I like to let things happen. And when I see something that I'm attracted to, like I like particularly agates, and now I'm working with jaspers, I let those things inspire me. But since the pandemic, what's inspired me is the colors and textures and landscape-like patterns in the jaspers that you will see in the show at the Millicent Rogers. I make very complicated pieces of jewelry that people always tell me they'd like to have but they can't afford. So recently what I've started doing is trying to make things that they can afford and that people can wear every day, because some of my things are rather spectacular, but they are not very wearable every day. So I'm trying to evolve and fit those two things together. I still love to make spectacular things that are very complicated, but recently, as I say, the patterns and textures in the jaspers have inspired me, And I almost relate them to the autumn colors that you can see outside. When I look out my windows, I see, especially recently, all the patterns of the golden colored leaves with green and brown. If you look at a lot of the textures in these stones, they reflect New Mexico. And I've combined some of these things with turquoise because I think the turquoise picks up the idea of the landscape and the sky. You know, it's very reflective of those two things. And my work is continuously developing, so, you know, I never know what I'll do next. I'm very attracted to found objects and seashells and all different kinds of natural patterns. And I like to, you know, work on all different kinds of things.
Hi, welcome back. We have some extraordinary jewelry by Marilynn Nicholson of the Taos School of Jewelry. The stones she uses are just beautiful. This is almost like wearing a painting. I just love the detail on the stonework on the chain here. And then Diane, you have a really interesting piece on.
I do. The actual center stone is turquoise, and then you see all of these small beads that are matte finish onyx. I think it's just stunning, and we could wear it with almost anything.
Wear it with anything. It's very sculptural. I love how contemporary her work is. She works in silver as well. Here's some beautiful bracelets with almost a matte finish on that as well. They're just gorgeous. And then I have a piece on that I feel like it's just like wearing a painting. It's so charming. You can see that.
I love the leaf.
Yeah.
The silver.
It's very organic.
Yes. And the stone just complements it.
It's
fantastic.
Wonderful. This is very interesting. I love this. It has a very long beaded necklace here with it kind of anchored with this pendant, and I'm assuming this is turquoise here. But this can be worn several different ways.
I love this. It reminds me of, you know, either a butterfly or a heart, and it's, you know, just again, you've got the black beads and then you have the beautiful stones.
It's lovely.
Absolutely.
We have a big selection of Marilynn's work available on our website at millicentrogers.org. So please log on